Hello, welcome along to Inaudible, the podcast that's impossible to listen to. My name's Christian. Joining me today is Richard. Say hello, Rich.
Hello, Rich.
Thank you. Is it Rich or Richard? We don't know.
It's whatever the mood takes, you know. Sometimes if it's casual, it's Rich. If it's formal, it's Richard or whatever. I don't know.
We shall never know.
No,
so yeah,
indeed,
we thought we'd do a bit of podcast. How'd you like the sound of that? Sounds right, doesn't it?
I do actually quite a lot. I was thinking about this the other day when you suggested it to me. It's been over a year. Well, it's been nearly a year since we did the first set of podcasts.
It has indeed.
Because we were talking about how the Rogue One trailer dropped.
Oh, blimey. Oh, yeah, someone dropped it, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it fell off the counter and all that.
Yeah. I thought because I've been listening to a lot of podcasts like Hello Internet and Triforce off of the Yogpod.
Hey.
And, but I feel like their lives are probably a lot more interesting than ours. So.
Well, you know. I mean, so we could just talk about events that are happening rather than what's happening to us.
Yes, things that are happening, as Charlie Brooker might say. Yeah,
things are indeed happening.
They are indeed. I'm not too bothered if like the first couple of ones are just kind of not very good because we don't know what to say. Because I feel like we just need to get into the habit of just talking.
Yeah.
Reading regularly, like weekly or bi-weekly or monthly or something. We'll discuss that later.
Reading regularly, yes.
Yes, reading regularly.
So
anyway.
Thankfully, there is actually quite a bit of gaming news.
Oh, is there really? Do tell.
Yes, there was a Nintendo Direct yesterday.
Indeed there was.
Yeah, did you see it?
No.
Okay, well, stuff's happening with Splatoon and all that, you know, but the main things that I took away from it was more information about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Yes.
Which is...
Now, I have emailed myself, because I was looking at this earlier on my RSS feed, but I haven't had a chance to read it yet. Maybe I should have done that before we started this.
What's all that information about Ultra and Ultra Moon?
Yes.
I can load up Cerebi right now. 2 more Ultra Beasts have been uncovered, UB Burst and UB Assembly.
Oh, yeah. UB Assembly just looks like
a turret.
Yeah, it looks like one of those ancient Somalian castles.
I was thinking Rook from chess, but same thing.
Yeah, could be that too. One of the 5 forts.
Yeah, not much else really has changed from what we know at the moment. Necrozma?
That sounds good enough.
Yeah, he takes over Salego and Lunala and shit goes down.
All right.
That's like the main plot difference, I think.
Okay.
It's the 0.5 generation update.
Yeah. It's Crystal.
Yeah,
Emerald.
Pretty much. I think it's more close to Emerald than it is to Crystal. It's a bit more plot driven.
Okay.
Because Crystal sort of lost any resemblance of plot after the radio tower, didn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it did. Because you went back there after Mahogany Town, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's just like, oh, that's all done now. Go beat the Elite Four, and oh, look, there's some stuff in thing.
But you make your own plot. That's the point, isn't it?
I guess. But,
No, I only very recently finished Moon. This gen really hasn't sunk its teeth into me very well.
I've beaten the Elite Four, and then I left it for about 3 or 4 months, just because I was playing other things, and I recently went back into it, because I was just playing, and I was like, I don't remember anything of what I'm doing.
To me, it was really weird. I got so into Gen 6, and I think...
What, X and Y?
Yeah, so X and Y, I think, are some of the best Pokemon games, certainly some of my favourite Pokemon games ever, because I think it was... Fair. I see them as they're kind of like a reboot. They even had, the forest with the exact layout of Viridian Forest, and then you had the unknown dungeon at the end where you caught Mewtwo and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they were really good.
Very much doing the hits.
Yeah, and then you had Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire coming out, and they the gameplay of them was just really good, just in terms of how you actually play it.
Absolutely,
because they had everything on the bottom screen, easily accessible. They made life really easy if you wanted to breed Pokemon and do EV training and things like that. And it feels like Sun and Moon started up, and everything I noticed was just bad things. Like, why have they changed that? Why have they taken that away? Why have they made me have to press A every time I want to go into a building?
Yeah, that's annoying. But the thing is with Sun and Moon is they changed up so much of the formula. I think they sort of changed up too much in one go. Because they brought in a lot of stuff, and it was just it's probably too much.
Yeah, I did really like. I would agree with what most people, because loads of people have just had nothing but praise for Sun and Moon, which is why I feel a little bit sheepish talking about how I didn't like it that much. But
I mean, it's not that I didn't like it; it's just they were okay.
Yeah, like one thing that people praised more than anything was the shake up of the whole. You didn't have gyms and everything was a bit different.
Like that.
I thought the trials themselves were a bit naff because it was just like click A to take a photo here.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. But the battles against the actual totem Pokemon were really cool. Where you had this like giant Pokemon come out with stats,
that was
stats
like
go up.
physically larger.
Yeah,
which was
and
really
they
good.
were difficult. They were bloody difficult. I was shocked.
Yeah, I just managed to beat one of the like Looker's assistant.
Oh, I haven't. Oh, spoilers.
Really?
Yep.
That's like after the main story.
Yeah, no, I just beat the champion. That's it. That's all I've done.
Oh, okay. Oh, so we're actually in about the same place.
More or less, yeah. I was on my way to the battle tree because I want to meet the IV judge.
Ah.
And you need to hatch 20 Pokemon before you can even judge your IVs. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about. They just make life difficult for you.
The main reason I started playing it again was I bought a booster pack of cards.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't actually recognize some of the Pokemon in it.
Oh.
And I was just like, did I buy a genuine pack of cards or is this a fake set? Like, I don't know what this Pokemon is. It's quite a weird feeling.
What if someone challenges you to do the Sporkle test of can you name every Pokemon? You'd be like, yeah, I can do this easily. And then you can't do it, so they shoot you.
I could probably... That's a bit extreme.
That's the kind of thing people do.
At a pinch, I could probably do it up to Gen 3. Not in order. Like, Generation 1 in order, absolutely, because I used to be able to do that all the time. But... Generation 2 and Generation 3, I can probably name them all, just not in order.
Oh, I could never do them in order. Jeez. Like, you can kind of vaguely get there. Like there's the starters, then there's the Route 1 scrubs, and then there's I guess, and then at the end it always goes legendaries, then the pseudo legendaries, then the final legendaries,
then the secret ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was all that was out of the Nintendo Direct for Pokemon related stuff.
Well, that's all that matters, really.
You say that about the Nintendo Direct, because I own a Switch, obviously.
Oh yeah,
because I'm a Nintendo fanboy, fan. But the three games that were announced, 3 games that we got information on, kind of blew me away a little bit. Skyrim is coming to the Switch, which we already knew about, but which is going to be amazing.
It's pretty cool.
LA Noire is getting a remaster on the Switch.
What is? Sorry,
LA Noire.
Oh, LA. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were saying Elena, someone like.
No, that's Uncharted. That's a different series.
Okay.
That's a joke if you've played Uncharted, which I'm guessing you haven't.
That reference is just stuck in the wall behind my head at the moment, where it just flew past it.
Flung so hard. Yeah, that's I think, and Doom is coming. Doom, as in like new modern Doom is coming to the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Which is going to be incredible.
Have they finally managed to get third parties to develop things for it?
You say that like there's actually quite a lot of games on the Switch that are coming out soon on the Switch.
I mean, in comparison to previous consoles.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like third-party support is definitely there for the Switch. Also, Rocket League is coming to the Switch with cross-platform play.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, right? Except not to Microsoft.
Oh, that's not cool.
Yeah, which is kind of stupid.
Yeah, that is stupid. Cross-platform play is brilliant. Do you remember when they brought out Super Mario Maker on the 3DS and everyone went, oh yeah, that's awesome. And then they just said...
You can't download courses.
Yeah. It's just
like, well, what's the fucking point then?
It's like, oh, we're going to have this lovely roast dinner with the whole family and you're all invited except you because you have to sit in a room by yourself.
I'll be upstairs making no noise pretending I don't exist.
Don't know why roast dinners was the first thing I realized. Like I got 3 words into that analogy and thought, where the fuck am I going with this?
you just sort of went with it, and it did actually kind of make sense. You know, I kind of brought it back home in the Harry Potter reference, so I think we're good.
Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Did you just ring the bell?
Yes, that was the appreciation bell.
I do actually have Super Mario Maker up here.
Like, yes.
We could do that for like a little video series at one point. We each design courses for each other and just try.
Oh my god! Do you remember the Portal 2 maps we made?
Oh my god, yes.
Did you?
The light bridge, fantastic.
Curious Cubage, I remember.
Oh my god, we need to get back to Portal 2 at some point. It's been a long time.
I need to see if they've made another one of those race maps.
Oh my god, I remember those. They were so much fun.
They were the best. Electro Patronum or something like that.
That sounds familiar. I do actually. Have you got like a list of things that you want to talk about? Because I've got a full fucking poster note right here.
Oh Jesus, I've got 3 things written on a Google Keep note. Well, I've done my one thing, so yes. I've done one of my things. So you go. Oh, a reminder's just come up on Google Keep that says Ollie Day. I need to book some holiday. I've got real life talk now. Real life talk. I've got 21 and a half days holiday left to take for the rest of the year.
Damn, son.
Yeah. So this is what I do. I try and save it up for as long as possible, because during the summer, going to work is a lot easier. You know, there's no kids on the bus. You know, it's not busy. There's nice and sunny all the time. You can enjoy your mornings and your evenings. And then you get to this point and think, right, now I can use some holiday up.
Yeah, so that now I've had enough of working. Let's have a month off.
Exactly.
I think my employer would shoot me if I did that.
I've been in the enviable position of being the only person on my team, so I literally just haven't been able to go on holiday either. Whereas now I've just kind of said to my boss, yeah, like I need to take this holiday at some point. Right. You're just gonna have to deal with it.
I need some time off. What for? Yeah. Just because.
I just need to plug myself into a chair and recharge, like in some sort of comfortable matrix.
Comfortrix.
Oh yes, that's the female version of a comfortor.
I was going to say, don't mispronounce that.
Comfortrix.
Replace the M in comfort with an M.
Come for tricks. Yes.
I was thinking Comfortrix, but sure.
Yeah, Comfortrix works as well.
Just cut that bit out.
Anyway, would you like to progress to the next item on your post-it note?
Did you say you had a note to go for?
Oh, okay. I was just being polite, but fuck you then.
That's all right.
Okay. Well, the first thing on my note was about Star Wars.
Oh yes,
that might be on your note as well.
I've got Last Jedi stuff about 5 down.
Well, there's 2 Star Warses to. I can't think of the word. The first one is Han Solo, which was it written by them as well, or just directed? But it was at least being directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who did the Lego Movie.
Was it?
It was indeed.
How long ago was that?
What, the change that they were sacked?
Or when were they hired for it?
Oh, Jesus, I don't know, ages ago. I actually can't remember.
Film began in 2017 under the direction of Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Pair left the project in June after reportedly fight over creative differences. Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's a film no one really wants at the start. Anyway,
it's a film that doesn't need to exist.
Exactly. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. They've released some concept. Spoilers ahead. They released some concept of the Millennium Falcon as it's going to appear in the film, and it's like a brand new, pristine, painted with blue stripes and all sorts of stuff. I see you're curious, or I hear you're curious. But yeah, it's one of those things with the Star Wars films. It seems like if you have a disagreement with Kathleen Kennedy, who's the executive producer, top dog woman.
Yeah.
If you disagree with her on anything, you basically get sacked. That seems to be how it works.
I mean, she did all right with the with Episode 7 and Rogue One.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. We've got to assume she knows what she's doing.
Yes,
you'd hope so. Anyway,
which sort of segues quite nicely into Last Jedi.
Yeah. Before we move on to the Just Ledi, can I mention the rumored Obi-Wan Kenobi film?
Son, now there is something I fucking want.
Now, it is less of a rumour now. I don't know if you saw that bit of news.
Yes, it was actually confirmed they're going to do it, wasn't it?
Yeah, so cross your fingers and clench your anus, because we've got to hope that this is good.
The only way it's going to be good, if it's set between end of Episode 3 and end of Season 3 of Rebels, and Ewan McGregor is in it.
Definitely, absolutely.
They are the only 2 qualifiers that make it worth doing.
That's all anyone wants.
Yeah.
Forget Episode 8 and 9. Just give us this.
I would actually be, yeah. Have you seen any of Star Wars Rebels?
No, I haven't, no.
It is amazing.
I've heard. I have heard. It's on.
Which
it's
is sort
on,
of like the third Star Wars note. Good. The trailer for season 4 was released recently, which is going to be amazing.
We've got more segues than a rich white millionaire's mansion. That was my little phrase there.
Did your mouth do the talking thing before talking to the brain thing?
Every day. So yeah, it would be pretty fucking good. Ewan McGregor's the right age. He seems to want to do it.
Yeah.
And all the interviews he's given before when he's been quite coy about it suddenly take on a new meaning now because they must have been talking about it beforehand.
Like, part of me wants to think that they've been coy about mentioning it and stuff because they hadn't got the story for episode 9 down yet.
Ah.
So if they've got something that they want to do with Obi-Wan like later on, then they can work it into episode 9. And now that they said, right, we're going to do this with him in this, then they can go back and do the prequel stuff.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because they can like drop seeds for something then, which will then come into effect in episode 9.
Yeah. But then they got to be careful that, because it's annoying sometimes when film series and series in general do that, where they do like a prequel thing or a flashback where they say, oh, this happened and that laid the seed for this. But then you look at the intervening stuff and you think, well, that never came into play at any point during those 20 years. So you've got to be careful.
Yeah, it's like in Rebels where in season 1 they meet Lando Calrissian.
Oh.
And yeah, like, and Princess Leia. And it's just like, okay, they were fairly important parts for those two characters, so why was the Ghost Crew never mentioned in 4, 5, 6? You know?
Yeah. Maybe it was so secret they couldn't even talk to each other about it.
I mean, like, you would have thought at one point, like, Leia and Lando would have gone like, hey, once upon a time, I've met these really cool guys on this big ship called the Ghost. Like, hey, you met them too? Yeah, I did. How about that? You know, you'd think it would sort of come up in conversation at some point. You know, it's not exactly a quiet thing.
I suppose she was too busy not trusting him to have a conversation with him.
I mean, like, afterwards. Maybe that's why Lando hasn't appeared in 7 or 8 yet.
I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not following because I haven't seen these things, so I don't know what you're talking about. But I'll just assume that it all makes sense to the readers at home.
Indeed.
Last Jedi.
Yes.
Last
Jedi. Just Ledi.
Just Ledi. That does actually sound like a Jedi name.
I am Just Ledi.
Or someone who's had his eye replaced with a ball of lead. Maybe he was shot with an oldie-timey small cannon, and it broke his eye, and he replaced his eye with the ball of lead.
That does actually sound like a Star Wars character.
Just Ledi.
Just Ledi.
I was like, wow, you're Lord Ledi. No, just Ledi.
Oh yeah, like I'm hopeful for it.
Yeah. I mean, the writer and director is the guy who wrote and directed Looper. I love that film. So I'm hyped up out the ears.
They released I don't know if it was released or if it was leaked, but Kylo Ren gets his own TIE fighter called the TIE Silencer, I think it's called.
Oh.
And in the box art for it, in the background, is a Death Star.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And I say to you again,
look like
sir.
Death Star 1 or 2.
What, sorry?
And it doesn't look like Death Star 1 or 2.
Oh, Jesus, I'm going to have to look this up now.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren TIE. What was it called again, sorry?
TIE Silencer, I think.
Silencer. I thought it was just going to be like a regular TIE fighter with a big long barrel on the front. Let's see.
Yeah, it just says TIE Silencer box on images, literally the first one.
The second image is just the Death Star.
I know, right?
That certainly is the Death Star.
Yeah, and look at the bits underneath the oh no, actually it does kind of look like the original Death Star, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe they're just using it for promotional reasons?
I fucking hope so.
Yeah.
It would be a tiny bit silly. Like I can forgive them for redoing episode 4 paint by numbers for episode 7 just to try and convince everyone that
it's kind of what Star Wars needed.
Yeah, exactly.
To make them go, look, we know what Star Wars is. It's in the right hands. Trust us.
Yeah, but if they just say, oh, by the way, we've also built another Death Star, that would just be a bit silly.
It would. Like, Have you not fucking learned by now, guys?
More than a bit, actually. Oh god, it has to just be a placeholder, or like just they put it in the background for the sake of it. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm really scared now.
That's the only thing that's scaring me about it. Everything else I'm so fucking stoked for.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Mainly the porgs. Oh my god, have you seen the porgs?
I'll be honest, I've been keeping away from all sorts of news. I've seen people talking about porgs every now and then on the Lego subreddit. Just
search porgs in Google image.
Porgs.
Porgs.
Oh my god.
Right?
Yes.
They're kind of cute.
Yes.
They're our generation's Ewoks.
I approve of porgs. Oh my god, there's a little concept art of one yawning and everything.
I know, right? Their babies are called porglets. Oh my god, I don't know why I find them so adorable, but you know, the mere
because that's how they were designed.
Things exist makes me happy. Oh dear.
Okay, fair enough. Porgs I will allow. Death Star Mark
X
3 or 4. I will not.
Because I mean, they did try and do, like, to my knowledge, another 2 versions of the Death Star in the old expanded universe.
Really?
One of them was like a shell of the Death Star, just the superstructure and the laser.
That's right.
Which was like an experiment one from Yazane Izzard or whatever her name was. And the other one...
Wasn't it the prototype?
Yes, that was it. Death Star prototype, which was just like the superstructure. And the other one was the Darksaber.
Oh, yes, I know that one.
Yeah, where the Hutt got the plans of the Death Star and made just the gun and said, "Oh, it looks like a Jedi's lightsaber. Let's call it the Darksaber."
Solo to Wookiee, etc., etc.
I wasn't a fan of the book, mainly because they killed off Crix Madine as well, which I was just like, really?
Not Crix Madine.
Yeah, he's the one who was given the information to everyone in episode 6 about landing on Endor and taking down the shield.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, him. Yeah, I liked his character, and I was just like, no, you don't get to kill off tertiary characters in a book. That doesn't happen. You don't kill off Star Wars characters.
Be still, my friend. What's his face? Still? Oh, fuck, I forgot what he's called.
Who?
Admiral Akbar still lives. He lives on. He is eternal.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like a lobster. He just doesn't die.
That's jellyfish.
No, it's lobsters. It's definitely lobsters. Blue lobsters. They're immortal.
No, they're shinies.
Wait, hang on. This is definitely a thing. Immortal lobster.
Jellyfish can essentially rejuvenate themselves. They are effectively immortal.
Ah, yeah.
Lobsters, crustaceans, kind of one-time use sort of animal.
Research suggests that lobsters may not slow down, weaken, or lose fertility with age. They're not immortal in the traditional sense, as they're significantly more likely to die at a shell molt the older they get.
Okay.
So basically, it seems like the only reason they die is because they have to molt their shell.
I mean, he's not even a lobster. He's like a catfish, if anything.
That's basically a lobster.
Well, actually, he's calamari. Like his planet is literally called Mon Calamari.
Mon Calamari. Yeah, that annoys me so much. Have you noticed they've started retconning it and calling it Mon Cal?
Yes, that was. Like, no, you don't get to retcon that shit.
I mean, they literally just called the planet Squid. Mount Squid.
Where are you from? I am from Squid.
A gentle breeze on Squid Mountain. That's pretty much what it is. I'd like to take this opportunity to read you the headline of this article I saw in the news this week.
Go for it.
Woman trapped in window trying to retrieve poo after Tinder date.
Jesus. Yeah, I saw this. This is...
And do you know where it was?
In Bristol.
In Bristol.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Seriously. Is your date going that badly that you have to... Well, no. The thing is, I do know the story behind it. Like... Because it wouldn't flush, so she thought, I know, I'll throw it out the window.
Because that's the next logical step.
Clearly, you know. And
I've never once thought that the best solution would be to grab my turd in my hands and fling it out of a window.
Like,
the second part is immaterial, isn't it? You just don't do the first bit.
I mean, the second part kind of follows on where you sort of accidentally get it trapped between the windows because it was a weird area of window that didn't actually go to the outside because obviously. And then you try and retrieve it, like.
To be fair, once you've done that much, you have to retrieve it because otherwise he's going to ring you up later on and say, "Why is there a shit in my window?"
This is true, but you solve problem B by not doing problem A.
Exactly. Why would you? And at some point, would you not say, "Why is there a human shit in my garden?"
Yeah, like
it's just, you know,
all in all, this plan is just.
You get the brush, you try and break it up. You just, you know, everyone poops. It happens.
And if all else fails, apologise. If you're on a date with the dude, he's probably going to find the funny side of it.
Exactly. He just might not want to do anal.
Right, so stemming from Star Wars,
oh yes,
I hold in my hand Lego minifigs.
A piece of paper. Oh.
I hold in my hand Lego minifigs, which are from Star Wars, Rogue One.
Star Wars.
However, these minifigs are not real. They are not ethereal, as I knew you were thinking. They are, in fact, fake minifigs.
Actually, Richard, the first thing I was thinking was, I wonder if we're going to have another delightful Ashen-style video where you talk through them.
I am actually planning on doing that, yes.
I watched your lesson of that, and I enjoyed it a lot, and I genuinely mean that.
Oh, good. Thank you.
I know I sound sarcastic when I try to be sincere, so I have to clarify.
That's the problem with being English. You know, we can say things that are genuine but sound sarcastic, like, oh, thanks. Yeah, it just sounds sarcastic. But
I remember chatting to uni, chatting to this American girl, and she was, you know, I gave her directions or helped her with someone, and she was like, "Oh, thanks so much, that's really helpful." And I was said, like, "Are you taking the piss?"
I have taken time out of my day to. Oh, you're being genuine. Oh, sorry.
Bloody Americans.
I know, right? No, but I am waiting for a final batch of them to arrive. Okay. Which will then bring the total of ones that I have to look up to 50.
Oh.
Yeah, I went on a bit of a spending spree because I found that on eBay there are these the sellers that sell them, obviously. Yeah. They do a buy 3, get 1 free, or buy 4, get 2 free, buy 5, get 3 free.
Ooh.
And I was just looking through them and just like, oh yeah, I'll have that one. Oh, I like that one. I like that one. I like that one. Ooh, that's not real at all. Let's have that. You know, wonderful things such as K2SO and Cassian and Ahsoka, Deadpool and all that. I found a Nathan Drake minifig because, you know, he's from Uncharted.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, which is awesome.
I don't know any video games since I started playing my EU4.
It does seem to be that's all you play these days.
Yep, pretty much.
I found some Lord of the Rings ones, a couple more Star Wars ones, and one of my personal favourites is Howard the Duck as Deadpool.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing that.
When I put this up on my channel, because I'm actually going to put this podcast up on my channel, but with like visual aids for what we're talking about.
What? I didn't give you permission to put this on your channel. Don't you understand? Don't you understand that when we talk to each other like this, I own all your words and thoughts?
Yeah, you still own it. I'm just putting it on my channel.
You're just thieving it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I'll let you off then.
Well, if you would be so kind as to put your audio on the Google Drive.
Oh yeah, certainly. Ditto.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I did. But you might not have access. Oh no, you will have access. Anyway, behind the scenes action, not important.
Yeah, and I found some like Star Trek Enterprise custom minifigs.
Well, like a minifig of the Star Trek Enterprise?
No, like a minifig of the Enterprise uniform, like the blue jumpsuits.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, which is like not even close to being an actual Lego thing, because you know. But my favourite ones are the Game of Thrones minifigs that I found.
Oh, wow.
Oh boy.
Is there one of them where you're like, oh, the face of this minifig has been like caught in a machine or something? It's gone all disfigured. Oh, that's Tyrion.
No, Tyrion actually looks. I dare say he looks like a dishevelled Ed Sheeran. But Melisandre is the red priestess is
that red witch.
oh my god. They got the body all right, you know. They got the clothes.
Okay,
right, she's got red. She's got the necklace, but the face. That is not the red priestess.
Oh, it could be a different one.
I don't think so. But I was really looking forward to getting all these because, you know, minifigs. I love me some minifigs.
Yeah,
and the one that really annoyed me was Jon Snow.
Okay.
Because his when I opened up his polybag, he had the cape, the same problem that Ronan the Accuser had in my Guardians of the Galaxy one, where the cape was somehow caught in the sandwiching bit of the plastic.
Oh.
So it was like actually caught in the material. So I had to try and pull it to get it out. And the two holes that loop over the neck, one of them tore. So now his cape is just sort of half hanging off, and it looks really, really crappy. I mean, I know I only paid like 10 quid for the lot of them, but you know, it's just it's little things like that.
You expect better workmanship from your illegal fake minifigs.
Yeah. But mind you, so far the quality of them has actually been surprisingly high.
Yeah, no, it has, definitely.
Like, there haven't been any issues like fucking Star-Lord missing the back of his foot, my fucking god. No, that will come out, that video will be around at some point soon within the next fortnight, hopefully.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And then stemming off of that, Game of Thrones.
Oh, yes, that's on my list.
Oh, yes, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones.
What did you think?
Now, I've written two things next to the words Game of Thrones on my list, right?
Right.
I've written two things. First one, Golden Company. Second one, quality of writing.
Let's go with the second one first.
Okay. To me, it looked like a leprechaun to me, but it also it felt like a lot of it was just kind of, well, we need this set piece to happen, and then we need this other set piece to happen, and let's just make some contrived reason for them to get from one to the other. It was a little bit annoying. And honestly, I know I came to the books late, so I'm not really one to talk as if I'm a book bro, but having read the books and now having seen the series go past the books, the drop in kind of
character development.
Yeah, and sort of I know saying realisticness in a fantasy series is a bit silly, but that's really what Game of Thrones is about, isn't it? It's just they are real people, and if you make a bad move, you get killed, that kind of thing. And that kind of thing has just disappeared, which is a shame. But
the term for that, I think, is verisimilitude, which is something I learned in uni, where everything has its own internal logic and sort of sticks to that. So, like, if suddenly, like, an alien spacecraft came down in the middle of the meeting of the bear pit, then it would be breaking the verisimilitude of it. So it has its own internal logic that it sticks to. Is that sort of right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So I want to make clear as well, and we should say, careful for spoilers. I also want to make clear that I do still really love the show, and I enjoy it, and I sit there after watching the episodes going, "Oh my god, that was amazing!" But it doesn't,
especially after the attack on the first time we see Drogon flying.
Oh my god, I've watched that about 20 times.
Fuck. I've never seen a battle staged on film or television where I've wanted both sides to win and lose.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yes, go. Yeah, get him, Bronn. And just like, oh shit, no, don't kill Bronn. No, come on.
Not Bronn.
Because the thing is with Bronn, he's a fan favourite, but he's disposable enough.
Yeah,
you know? Like, if he died, like, nothing would be lost except the ire of the fans would ignite. So he's in that perfect middle ground.
Yeah, that's true.
Same with someone like Podrick.
Yeah, expendable.
Yeah. But nobody really wants him to go.
If Podrick isn't getting hanged by the end of the next series, I'm throwing my toys out the pram.
But then we'll never know what he did to those prostitutes.
Oh, that's true. I must know.
Bran knows. Bran will know.
Oh, God, you will. Do you reckon if Pod ever meets Bran is just going to look over at him and wink?
See, the thing is, like, the way that Bran's powers were described to me was like, he's Google.
Yeah.
Like, he knows everything. He just needs to know what questions to ask. Which is why he knew about the stuff with Jon, but didn't know about the marriage, the annulment.
Yes, between the beautiful, handsome Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark.
Sorry, you saw a beautiful, handsome Rhaegar Targaryen? I just saw a wily Viserys.
Yeah. It was. I'd look that up. They weren't the same actor after all.
I'm not saying I thoroughly enjoyed the series, but the way that I saw it described was it's like the end of a D&D campaign where everyone has to leave, so they're sort of trying to push everything to happen and wrap it all up.
It is like that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked... it's like the D&D thing we did on New Year's Eve once, where we were so crap at it that you had to keep pushing us into favourable situations.
For those who don't know, what was it, 2 years ago? I organised a zombie Harry Potter Dungeons and Dragons session for me, Christian, and a few others. And it actually went rather well. It
did go very well, yeah. But it was just all things like... It seemed like every time we needed to roll for something, we just rolled, like, if we needed 7 and above, we just rolled a 1.
Yeah.
It was... Yeah. And we were rolling 2 dice. I don't know how we managed to roll a 1.
You're rolling the D percentage, damn it. Yeah, quickly, the Golden Company.
Yes. Now...
I'm not seeing young Griff anywhere. Are you?
I'm not seeing young Griff anywhere either, but I thought it was interesting that they called Jon Snow, they made his real name Aegon Targaryen. Yeah. So I'm wondering if he's going to take on that role, like the Golden Company, because they kept on making a really big thing about how the Golden Company are really great, and they're really great, and they're also really great. And so I feel like they're going to come to Westeros and go, wait a minute, that's Aegon Targaryen, true-born heir? Well, we better support him then. And they're going to break their contract for the first time ever. I feel like they might weave that aspect from the books into...
Yeah.
That seems sensible to me. Because they've only got 6 episodes left. I know that a few of them might be quite big, but I don't think they're going to have time to wrap up
6?
the war against Cersei and the war against... the Night King in 6 episodes. I feel like the Golden Company are just going to say nope.
Yeah, it does sort of seem something that will happen. Oh yeah, God, it is only 6 episodes. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And they're going to film the finale like multiple times just to throw people off.
Oh yeah, probably, yeah.
Oh, they said they're going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
like,
which is going to be,
yeah. They could have a different person shooting JR every time.
I don't know what's more amazing, the fact that I actually get that reference or that people won't.
We could say a different person shooting Mr. Burns every time.
There you go. Or like the ending of Clue.
I haven't seen Clue.
Have you not?
I have not.
That needs to go on my list. I recently made a list of my favourite films of all time. Like I've got the top 4, and then everything else is just in a random order. Again, stemming off of Game of Thrones and our talking of the D&D thing, I've actually started playing D&D properly now.
Oh yeah,
like I'm dungeon mastering 2 separate campaigns at the moment with 2 different sets of people.
Oh, nice!
And it's actually going really, really well.
Well done.
Really good fun. I might have to bring you and Ozzy and someone else into it,
please do,
so you guys can have a try. Because there's also a Doctor Who.
You said
RPG.
that, Rich, and my heart just fell through the pit of my stomach. I was like, you're doing D&D without your best friend in the world, and without me even.
Oh no! Like I'll definitely bring you guys into it, absolutely. But it's like there's the work crew doing it, the immediate family group doing it, and then there can be the Tit Tower doing it.
Oh, the T stands for tower.
Absolutely, yeah.
Don't say Tit Tower. Invisible Tower.
Yeah. Like TI Tower.
You know how protective I am of my branding.
Very, yes. But yeah, I'll absolutely bring you guys into it because there's a Doctor Who one we can do. There's Star Wars D&D. Like there's a Game of Thrones one as well. Like you guys pick your theme, and we can just go for it.
Let's do it. Well, I don't think we can do Game of Thrones if Ozzy's involved because he won't know what's going on.
That's true.
That is true.
He'd want to do the Doctor Who one, wouldn't he?
I think so.
Good thing is because it was on Humble Bundle a while ago, and I got that. I got the core rulebook and every single expansion pack for like 12 quid.
Oh, nice.
They're PDFs, but you know.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, still, yeah. It'll be something to delve into at some point. Maybe even record and put on the channel.
Oh yeah, I can record it with my new omnidirectional microphone.
Ooh, that could be fun.
Well, it's a microphone that's got a switch on it. You can change it between cardioid, figure of eight eoid, and omnioid.
Ooh, nice.
So yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I thought that'd be good for if we ever are sort of sat around the table, we could just stick it in the middle and we don't have to worry about being on the right side of it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
I think before we actually do recording of it, I'll have to refine my knowledge of the rules and make sure that everything is done properly, because otherwise people will get pissed.
It's just part of the charm, isn't it? Part of that home-baked feel that we love so much on this channel.
Half-baked.
There it is. There it is.
I think that's one of my favourite jokes that we ever did.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, no, I want to talk about hardware because I'm such a nerd.
Go for it.
So I've got this microphone, which is my SE, read it upside down, 2200AII microphone.
Nice.
Got that on the go. I got my brand new USB mixer. I can use. I got the USB mixer because I got the brand new headset, which is a Bayer Dynamic professional broadcasting headset.
Ooh, damn.
Thank you very much. I'm using it at the moment. You could probably tell. I don't know how.
I was going to say your audio does seem a lot cleaner than usual.
Do you know what? It's really cool, this mic, because it's a condenser mic, and I wanted to get the dynamic version of this headset because I was worried about kind of background noise. But I get less background noise from this condenser mic than I do from using a big dynamic mic on on the boom arm. So yeah, it's a really good mic. I'm very impressed. Very impressed indeed.
Yeah. I'm still literally using the same kit from when we did the last podcast. Apart from my headphones, which are now Razer.
Oh. Doesn't that hurt?
A little bit, but once the blades just sort of go into your head, you sort of stop noticing after a while. I think it kills the nerve endings a little bit.
Yeah, crusts over, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting it all working together is not that easy because I'm like the microphone goes from the microphone through XLR to the mixer and then out through phono, and the headphones are USB.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm just like, just play ball properly and click things. I don't know.
Is that why we spent 5 minutes at the start of this figuring out how to hear each other?
You say 5 minutes. It was more like 3.
This was not much of a difference.
2 minutes makes a big difference, my friend.
I suppose 40%.
What else was on your list?
That was it.
Was that it?
That was
really?
it. Yeah, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Pooh. That was it.
Pooh?
Pooh. The story about Pooh.
What, Goodbye Christopher Robin?
No. No, the woman who threw a Pooh out the window.
Yeah, I was going to say the story of Pooh. What you mean? Because there is actually a film coming out called Goodbye Christopher Robin, which is the story of A.A. Milne writing Winnie the Pooh.
In the same vein as that J.M. Barrie book, I take it.
Yes.
Book? Film?
I knew the one you meant.
Yeah,
but Domhnall Gleeson is A.A. Milne, who might know him as General Hux.
I do know him as General Hux.
There we go.
Milne.
And Kerr Milne.
I liked it. Now you got Milne, you got Lewis, Tolkien,
Martin.
Yeah. Grr.
Kind of sums it up, doesn't it?
Oh,
Grr, Martin.
Actually, that reminds me of someone I can talk about. Okay, I tried to say 3 things at once then I got a bit confused. Okay, first thing, I've started rereading the Discworld novels from scratch because I read loads of them when I was at school, but I've never owned many of them, so I've decided to get going on them. But I've paused at the moment because I'm reading through Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire again.
Yeah.
But the reason I was talking about Discworld is because did you hear about what happened to Terry Pratchett's unfinished work?
Yeah, they got completely destroyed, didn't they?
Yes, by a steamroller.
Which was wonderfully him.
Yes, brilliant.
I'm very much in two minds about the whole situation because A, it's his final wishes. You kind of have to, because it's what he wanted. But B, I'm just like, oh god, all those stories and everything just gone.
The thing is it's never quite. It's not going to be right if it's not Pratchett. Like when Owen Colford did the Sixth Hitchhiker's book. It was. I
never read that one.
It was a good book, but it wasn't Douglas Adams.
It was.
It was Owen Colford.
A good analogy.
It was like Owen Colfer pretending to be Douglas Adams. That's what it was, which was fine, but it wasn't the same.
Yeah,
and
fair.
I think Terry Pratchett did say he was more than happy for his daughter to carry on the series after his death, and she said, "No, I don't want to because it wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be the same."
Yeah, which is absolutely fine. Like, I don't know,
and I think
it's a tricky one.
I haven't read the last book he released, but my auntie has, and she says that while it was good because it was a Terry Pratchett book, you could kind of see that he didn't have as much involvement with it as he does normally. You know, it wasn't refined as much as normal. It kind of seemed like, you know, it was his last book, you know, because he wasn't very well, was he?
Yeah, the impression that I heard was... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and I feel like if someone else took all his notes and unfinished works, it would be the same kind of scenario where, yeah, it would be the base Pratchett level, but it wouldn't be quite up to the same standard that we're used to.
Yeah, apparently that's what I heard that it was like. It was like definitely a Pratchett book, but still a very rough draft.
Yeah.
Like, it hadn't been refined. But
yeah.
I don't know if I'd want that or nothing at all. Like, I think I'd have to go with nothing.
I'd have to go with nothing as well, because the thing is with Discworld is it's not like we're desperately waiting for a conclusion. Each book is its own thing, and the characters aren't like
Martin
hanging on a cliff edge. Yeah, exactly. Then so like if Gur Martin
hanging
dies,
on a cliff edge or sort of, you know, bleeding out on the on the snow.
Yeah. Yes. If he dies before the series is finished, they have to be completed by someone else. They have to be. So like for example, I've bought the first couple of books of the Wheel of Time series because I've heard good things about that.
I have also heard good things.
That is a big, long book series, and the guy died 3 books before the end.
Oh.
So 2 other authors who write a similar style of books took all his drafts and notes and finished the books.
Together, hopefully, not in opposition of each other.
No, together.
So this is my book 5, this is my book 5.
Yeah, together. So basically, because this guy, and it's a similar thing to what I think Gur Martin has, where he has like so many notes and drafts, the hard thing is just putting them in the right order and linking them together and making sure that there are no discrepancies or plot holes or what have you. So what I've heard is, you know, they did a fairly good job. It was because all they had to do basically was kind of curate the stuff, and the fans of the series were more or less happy because at least now they could see what the end of the series was. So someone like that would be fine. Although, to be honest, I'd be happy with a similar situation as what we have with Tolkien's work, where they literally just release his notes and drafts, because you just need to know what happens. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, we do kind of already have that with the TV series.
In a way.
Yes, it's not going to be the exact same ending that it is going to be in the books, but it's still going to be closure.
It will be closure.
It will still be an ending to the Song of Ice and Fire.
But
because they've always said from the start that the beats that they're hitting are what George told them to hit.
Yeah.
They're just getting to them in a different way.
Absolutely. However, you say that, but we need to know what happens to Victorian. We need to know what happens with Euron and his fucking great horn that sets people alight when they blow it. Not a euphemism.
Yeah.
We need to know what happens to the Dorne storyline. God damn it.
Because Lord knows we didn't get a decent resolution for that.
No. It wasn't even there.
I'm still bitter about that. Like, that is... I love Game of Thrones, but that is the one thing that has seriously pissed me off. Ask anybody who I work with, and they know just as soon as you mention Dawn, I will go off on one. They fucking ruined it.
I remember reading the books and thinking, wow, I'm really glad I watched the series first, because if I'd have read this and now
you get what happened when I read the books first.
Yeah, bloody hell. Yeah. I was annoyed enough at the King's Moot in the Iron Islands, where they just stood in a circle for a bit and chatted.
Like, that whole sequence, I was just like, where's Victarion?
Yeah.
Come on, where's Victarion?
Where's the horn?
Okay, here's Euron. And that's it? What? No, you can't leave
that made me laugh as well, that bit, because you always get the impression that there's about 50 people living on the Iron Islands, and half of them are at the King's Moot, and then Yara, as she is in the show, and Theon run off with about 5 of them and steal 100 ships.
Yeah.
It was like, wait a minute. And they all there's just one of them in the middle pulling all the strings like Mr. Bean on his armchair on top of the Mini.
Headcanon accepted.
But yeah, we can only hope for a satisfying conclusion.
Indeed, absolutely.
Yeah, we just as long as we have Jaime Lannister strangling Cersei to death, that's all I want.
As long as he bitch slaps a White Walker with the Valyrian steel hand first, I'll be happy.
Valyrian steel hand. That's new.
Yeah. Well, he's got a golden hand. What's wrong with coating it with dragon glass or something like that? He can literally just pimp slap him to death.
I suppose he could just set it on fire.
Not as cool though, is it?
And on that bombshell. I take it you had nothing else to report.
Yeah, but not important stuff.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Like quick headlines being like Kingsman's out next week and Star Trek Discovery and the iPhone, but nothing important.
Don't care about that.
Yeah. But,
well, the next, because we haven't spoken for about half a year, this one's been almost an hour long. The next one will probably be 15 minutes long.
We can certainly try to. We can probably split this one down a bit first as well.
Yeah. That's absolutely fine. I just want to make sure we meet regularly, and we talk to each other, and a podcast will develop. We can rebuild him.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you very much for watching, reading, and listening all at once,
and somehow paying a part of your attention to it.
Yes. See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Dear oh dear.
Welcome back.
Hello. It was the like the Avon ladies who take orders for like cosmetics and things. I had an Avon book through my door a couple of days ago, and I just put it straight in the recycling because I'm not interested. She's just knocking my door asking for it back. So I said to her, normally when someone puts something through your door, you don't expect them to ask for it back. So yeah, I don't think I'll be getting another one.